An unexpected journey. My encounter with a man from the future. My visit to the public park accidentally turned into the most incredible story you'll ever hear. Get ready for a thrilling journey through time, a journey with someone who lived in future Syria, specifically the year 2208. Due to a scientific experiment gone wrong, he was transported to the year 2025. The young man told me, word for word, "Listen, what I'm about to tell you, nobody knows. I'm not from here, not from this time. I'm from the future, from 2208. Don't look at me like that. I know it sounds crazy. But believe me, I've seen something you haven't. I've seen a Syria you can't possibly imagine." Now, you really need to pay close attention because you won't hear this story from anyone else. This whole story is full of surprises, especially the ending. It's a shocker. What happened is unbelievable. It all started with a strange and seemingly poor young man. I met this young man, Omar. I saw him sitting in a corner on a cardboard box, eating. I thought I should go talk to him. Maybe he needed help. At first, he refused to speak to me. Perhaps his refusal was what made me so determined to know his story. I kept talking to him until I felt he relaxed. That's when our story began. The era of miracles. Omar started talking, and I listened without interrupting him at all. But before I tell you what he said in detail, please like this video and subscribe to the channel to get all the new updates. It was as if Omar was holding back, and once he started talking, he couldn't stop. He began to give me a glimpse of his life when he lived in Syria in 2208. He told me Syria was paradise, but not the paradise we talk about in religion. A paradise made by humans, with will and science. We lived in happiness, in peace, no fear, no anxiety. Every morning I'd wake up, see Damascus from my window, and see the robotic clouds cleaning the air. I'd breathe the clean air and say to myself, "Thank God I'm Syrian." The catastrophe and the terrifying return. Omar continued, but all of that was taken from me. One day I was working on my project. I was a temporal engineer. Yes, we had temporal engineering. We were developing small temporal transit gates, intended for exploration only, for short periods. We weren't planning to go too far back in time. Here, Omar's pain began to show. Breathing with difficulty, he told me, "I was in our secret lab, underground, in Damascus. We were testing the latest model. Something went wrong. It turned into a short circuit, a small explosion, a blinding white light. I felt myself being pulled with tremendous force, like a whirlpool. And then, darkness. The shock of reality. Syria 2025. Omar said, "When I opened my eyes, I was on the street. Dirt, dust, car sounds, the smell of smoke, noise, angry people, destroyed buildings. I didn't see anything I left behind. Nothing," he continued. "I got up from the ground. I couldn't believe it. I thought I was dreaming a nightmare. I saw the faces of the people. They had weariness, fear, anxiety, no calmness, no peace. The mobile phones, I didn't understand what they were at first. How were people talking into small boxes? The old cars, the dust, The poverty, the pain, everything was new. Omar said, I tried to talk to a few people about the future, about what I saw. They looked at me as if I was crazy. One of them told me, "Man, what are you talking about? Go to sleep, you look tired." I knew then no one would believe me, so I decided to stay silent. I can't talk. I'm afraid if I talk, they'll either put me in a mental hospital or they'll consider me a spy. Or they'll kill me. I don't know what happened between 2025 and 2008. How did Syria manage to transform like that? What sacrifices did it make? Omar told me. I'm scared. I'm afraid I made a mistake. I'm afraid I revealed something that should have remained a secret. I'm afraid the future I know will change. I'm living here now. I'm trying to learn how to behave like you. I'm trying to adapt to this reality that shocked me. Every morning when I wake up, I feel pain in my chest. The smell of the air in 2008 is still in my memory. The images of bright Damascus are still in my eyes. All the buildings are giant and shimmering, all made of transparent materials that allow light to enter everywhere. Gardens hang between floors, and artificial waterfalls descend from the buildings. Personal aircraft, drones, fly silently between skyscrapers, all glowing with colors at night. There are no cars at all. Wide streets are dedicated to pedestrians and small electric vehicles that move on their own. People wear comfortable and modern clothes. Their faces are calm and relaxed. I lived in New Damascus, in the 5th District. Our house was in the luminous Damascus Tower. Can you imagine an apartment on the 150th floor? All the walls were interactive screens. You controlled everything with your voice or even with your thoughts. The developments Omar witnessed in 2208. He started telling me about transportation. We used the Hyperloop quantum transit tunnels that connected cities in minutes. You'd go from Damascus to Aleppo in 10 minutes. The underground metro was super fast and reached everywhere in the cities. Personal airplanes were just for fun, for short trips. Energy and environment. Syria was all clean energy. The sun was our primary treasure, but we also had fusion power plants that produced no pollution. The air was cleaner than any country in the world. Not a single speck of dust. We got water from atmospheric humidity generators that collected and purified water from the air. Every house had a personal vertical garden that produced all the vegetables and fruits you wanted. While Omar was talking, I was sitting there, amazed by his words. If this man was fabricating things, where did he get such information? Especially in his condition. And if he was telling the truth, then I was witnessing history. So I decided to remain silent and listen. Then Omar got to medicine and told me, man, diseases were a thing of the past. Viruses, bacteria, we could control all of them with nano-robots swimming in your blood, protecting you. If you had an accident, you'd enter cellular regeneration centers, where damaged cells would be regenerated in seconds. Not only that, we had virtual hospitals that allowed you to consult doctors from all over the world via augmented reality. Robotic surgery became common, and here's something else you don't know. Biolaboratories that manufactured replacement organs as needed. Schools were advanced consciousness academies. No books. Everything was holographic. Teachers were thought guides who focused on creativity and critical thinking. Every child had a personal AI assistant that planned their educational path. Culture was advanced. All theaters were holographic. You saw actors in front of you as if they were real. And if you think we're done with wonders, you're wrong. There's still a lot more. But I'll shorten it to get to the shocking ending. There was no such thing as cash or cards. All our transactions were digital, linked to your biometric identity. You bought anything with an eye scan or a handprint. The economy was based on knowledge sharing and sustainable innovation. There was no poverty. Every citizen was guaranteed a minimum income to live with dignity. But there was huge encouragement for contributing to society and inventing. People were connected through the collective consciousness network. You could communicate with anyone with your mind, feeling their emotions if they allowed you. There was tremendous psychological peace. Crimes were very rare because society was built on trust and understanding. And the best thing we had was technology. The Syrian Artificial Intelligence, SAI, managed everything in the country, from the electricity grid to traffic to hospitals. Transparent screens were everywhere. Communication was super fast, and the internet became a thing of the past. They used the quantum net, which transmitted information in the blink of an eye. As for food and drink, we had 3D food printers. You chose the meal you wanted. The next day, in the same place, Omar mysteriously disappeared. Not a trace of him, not even the cardboard he was sitting on. It was as if he was never there to begin with. Did he return to his time? Or was what he told me not just a story? If you've made it this far in the video, it means you're special to me. Give me a like and write Story Stash Army in the comments, and I'll pin your comment. This was Basil, and peace out.